Broadcasting live from the Jersey Shore, it's Coach Kev on the Damage 365 Radio Network.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Damage 365 Radio. This is episode number 35. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am joined by my co-host for today, Nick DeBeard, via satellite. Welcome to the show, Nick.
Thank you very much, Kev. Let's get going on this great show we have today.
We do. We have a great show, as always. We'll kick it off with some birthday shout-outs, and we have some announcements to make as far as yesterday's Q&A with the immortal one, Hulk Hogan, from I Play America in Freehold, New Jersey. We have that entire Q&A available for public listening. We will give you round number 4 results of the greatest female wrestlers of all time, which two ladies will be battling it out in the finals for the ultimate crown of the greatest female wrestler. We will return back from a commercial break in the middle of the show, and we'll be joined by Jersey Championship Wrestling's Tag Team Champions Glitz and Glamor, Steve Sterling and Jarret Foster. As of right now, we know Jarret Foster will be joining us. It's just a matter if Steve Sterling is able to call in or not, but definitely one half of the Tag Team Champs will be with us. And, we wind down the show a little bit after that. We'll let you know who's going to be stopping in next week and what's going on as far as from week to week with Damage 365 Radio and some shows that are coming up and all that fun stuff. So without further ado, let's get into our birthday shout-outs. And it's shout-out time, ladies and gentlemen. We got some birthdays in the house we'd like to announce. Happy birthday to Damage pitcher Jason Cuomo. Happy birthday, Jay. We'd like to wish a happy birthday to JCW's Danny DeManto. Happy birthday, big guy. Happy birthday to alumni league mate Andrea Mize. And happy birthday to former guest Cadence Kelly. Happy birthday to everybody out there celebrating their birthdays this past week and the upcoming week with Damage 365. Happy birthday, everybody. Tournament time, Nick. It's tournament time.
Best time of the show, Kev.
It is. We got a lot of our JCW following. They love our tournaments, especially the Down Boyz. They love our tournaments.
They've loved it since we did the greatest technical wrestlers, and we were talking about them at a live. We were talking with them at a live event about guys like Ultimo Dragon, Dean Malenko, and some of their favorites as well. So they love the tournament, they love the style, they love everything that we do on this show, which is great to have such great support from those guys.
Absolutely. And let's get into our semi-final matchups. It's been 2 weeks since we hit on this. Since last week, Superstars of Wrestling took over the show. And we didn't get to follow our itinerary since they barged down the door and took over the joint. So after kicking them all out and Febrezing the studio, we gained back control. So here is the semifinals. It was Luna Vachon taking on Victoria, and in the bottom bracket it was Jazz taking on Sensational Sherry. I think your original pick was Luna Vachon. Am I correct?
Yes, it was Luna Vachon versus Sensational Sherry. That was my finals pick.
It was. Okay, and I think mine was Victoria versus Sensational Sherry.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that was it.
All right, well, it looks like one of us is correct. Go figure. There's two of us, and one of us is correct.
I think the math works out pretty well there.
Let's see who it is. Because it was Luna Vachon knocking off Victoria in the top bracket and advancing to the finals to take on Sensational Sherry, who knocked off Jazz in the bottom bracket. So number 11 knocked off number 56, and number 64 knocked off number 37. Those numbers mean nothing. It just, that was pretty much how we typed it in. So
it was all randomized.
It was all random. Once we typed in all the names, we press a button, it resorts the entire bracket, so it's not in the same order we typed it in. So that's pretty much where they placed them in the bracket. I'm sure Luna Vachon and Sensational Sherry were probably within the first 15 that we typed in.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so it is Luna Vachon taking on Sensational Sherry in the finals. What do you got, Nick? What do you got on this one?
It's a great matchup. Like we just said, that was my finals pick. As Damian Sandow says, you're welcome. It's going to be a great matchup. Both were very hard-nosed wrestlers. They both played the heel extremely well. I'm going to have to go Sensational Sherry in this matchup, but like we've said hundreds of times before, in any tournament that we do, this is a match that could go either way.
Yeah, you like that cliche. You like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had $1 for every time you said this match can go either way in any of our tournaments, I'd have enough money to buy another T-shirt.
You would have a lot of money, because I do say that a lot, because a lot of these matchups that we make and that the fans vote for, the Final Four and the Final Eight and some of these other matchups are just so close. They're if we looked at the votes, a lot of them will probably be within 5 votes of each pick. So they're just great wrestlers. We made sure that we stuck the best 64 that we could think of in the entire world into this tournament, and right. We came down to two of the greatest.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, I want to recap the 64 wrestlers that entered this tournament, this 64 female single elimination tournament. Okay, like we said, we actually handwritten. We were at Legends of the Ring as the convention was winding down, and we were like, we need to do another tournament. So we were like, all right, let's do the greatest female wrestlers of all time. Then we were like, all right, are we excluding independent? Are we keeping it large market? Like, what are we doing? And we're like, well, we'll keep it large market, but if there is a standout independent wrestler, we'll stick them in. So yeah. I don't even think any of the independent wrestlers made it into. I mean, some people might say Angel Orsini at this point is independent, but people forget Angel Orsini is one of the original ECW female wrestlers. So that kind
exactly.
of
we had our list up to 80 at one point.
Yeah,
we had to cut down to 64.
We had to cut people down because there was a lot of divas in the WWE during the Attitude Era that I wouldn't really consider them wrestlers. A lot of them were just valets. Some of them had matches, but there were gimmick matches, like wedding dress matches, bra and panty matches. That's not wrestling. It's entertainment. It's not really wrestling.
And we had some of the female wrestlers that are in the WWE now that we cut out. We had people like, I don't think we kept Eva Marie in, did we?
No.
For instance, that was one of them that we just originally, we were just naming off people that were in there now in the past, and we ended up having to cut down because the list was so stacked.
It was, and I mean, and we also had to include wrestlers from the golden era, like Wendy Richter and Bull Nakano and Rockin' Robin, and wrestlers like that.
That's when female wrestling was wrestling.
Right, like Fabulous Moolah and Judy Martin, who was actually pre-golden era. She was Mae Young's era with Fabulous Moolah. So we had to include these because we really didn't want to exclude, and we couldn't really go any higher than 64. So when we do our part 2 to this tournament, we might get some other wrestlers that we might have excluded from here and add it to this, with some of the minor names that didn't get out of the first round kind of getting eliminated from the second, not being in the second tournament. But
yeah,
round one saw this, okay? 64 person bracket, 32 separate brackets. Rockin' Robin took on Luna Vachon. Okay, that was 1 versus 64. So, like I said, he definitely didn't put Luna Vachon 64, and Rockin' Robin definitely wasn't number 1. I think Fabulous Moolah was number 1 that we wrote down.
Yeah.
Okay, AJ Lee versus Mae Young. And remember, we did this when AJ Lee already lost her title and was gone, and she disappeared for a little while.
Yep.
Summer Rae versus Tamina Snuka. Velvet McIntyre versus Melina. Judy Martin versus Maurice Olay. Dawn Marie versus Stacy Keibler. Jacqueline versus Madison Rain. Angel Orsini versus Melissa Coates. Charlotte versus Leilani Kai. Jillian Hall versus Ivory. Cameron versus Karma. Oksana versus Brooks Tessmacher. And Oksana was still employed by WWE at the time.
Yep.
Nikki Bella versus Deborah McMichael. Natalia versus Victoria. Velvet Sky versus Lita. Molly Holly versus SoCal Val. Brie Bella versus Trish Stratus. Eve Torres versus Mickie James. Layla versus Sunny. Paige versus Bull Nakano. Now remember, Paige is one of the at the time she was the champion, so we didn't want to exclude her. Alicia Fox versus Tori. Sasha Banks versus Gail Kim. Michelle McCool versus Jazz. Naomi versus Chyna. Emma, pre-getting arrested, versus ODB. Ashley Massaro versus Wendy Richter. The Fabulous Moolah versus Bertha Faye. Candice Michelle versus Kelly Kelly. Tori Wilson versus Sable. Medusa versus Caitlyn. Sensational Sherry versus Nydia. And Beth Phoenix versus Maria Kanellis. So that was our 32 brackets of 64 female wrestlers. So it tells you how in-depth and how many different generations we went to, from basically the 60s on up till present day, with the likes of Summer Rae, Paige, Emma, and wrestlers like that. So definitely a full bracket. I mean, there's gonna be wrestlers that in our second bracket that probably won't make it to, like a Dawn Marie or a Tori or somebody,
maybe not a Deborah McMichael, maybe.
Yeah, that maybe not Candice Michelle. Maybe they don't make Nydia, Maria Kanellis. Maybe they don't make it to the next bracket, and other females jump in there. Maybe some indie stars jump in there. You never know. I mean,
maybe some of these younger talents in NXT, or people that they'll bring into NXT in the meantime, will jump up and be in that the second bracket.
You never know. I mean, it is absolutely possible. Now that you brought up the whole NXT, I posted on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Damage365. There were more releases in WWE, but this time it happened at the NXT level. It's just getting down to the nitty gritty. I mean, the WWE is just starting to release guys, release money, and it wasn't only NXT though. They also released upwards of 40 to 50 corporate people as well. Yes, they cut 7% of the total workforce. They released NXT stars Garrett Dillon, Travis Tyler, Slate Randall, Mac Miles, Danny Jackson, and last week they released from the WWE roster Ricardo Rodriguez. So all these wrestlers, it just, unfortunately, when it comes to budget cuts,